Okay, well, I don't know how well I can follow that one up, but my name's Giannis, and I'm going to talk about why hot showers are bad, in my opinion, of course. What can hot showers do? They have a couple different effects that I can think of. First of all, they emit greenhouse gases indirectly. You know, energy's got to come from somewhere. And aside from this, they can also be expensive if you don't really, if the environment isn't your first concern. And the third effect is that they really have effects on your body, despite what you might think. So why is this our problem? At this university, how does this really affect us, out of all people? Well, that's our power plant. And it's a very sinister building because the truth is we run on dirty energy. There might be some misconceptions going around that we run on wind, solar. We don't. We run on dirty energy. It's a natural gas combustion plant right off Route 1. You might have been there, you may have seen it. It's still there if you want to go check. And this is from Sherman. It's a photograph of it. So every year we emit 125,000 metric tons of CO2, according to Maryland Matters 2022. And this table here is just a bunch of different sources of energy for the state of Maryland. And as you can tell, geothermal is less than 0.1% for each year. So my point here is that we're not really in a place where heat energy is abundant. So if we lived in Greenland or Iceland or where there's heat coming up from the ground, that would be a better place to take a hot shower. Or Arizona, where there's a lot of sun, 11 months out of the year, something like that. And that's from UMD. So you just have to be conscious about where you're taking a shower, pretty much. Is your environment conducive to taking a hot shower? Environmental justice. When I think of this, there's some larger themes going on when you take your shower. So we know that climate change it hits people differently. It hits people in lower latitudes more, near the tropics, in third world countries, in places where in poorer countries. And there's some pretty scary facts. You know, we're over-consuming our energy. We have less than 5% of the world's population, but as a country, we use 17% of the total energy. So how does that happen? Well, we just overconsume pretty much. And this is from University of Michigan. Okay, what even is a hot shower? Your internal body temperature is 98.6 degrees, and so that's already warm, right? But if you're talking about a hot shower, 120 degrees is pretty common, 130, 140, I've heard of it before. I've heard of people taking showers that hot, and it's just not good. And that's according to, body temperature is according to JAMA Network. And there's a test you can do if you're in the shower and you get out of the shower and you look at the mirror. If it's fogging up, then that is a pretty good indicator that you're taking a really hot shower. If you can't afford it on. Can we quantify hot showers' emissions? Yes. Okay. If we assume that we have an average flow rate of 2.1 gallons per minute, which is pretty standard according to Water Research Foundation, and if you make a 20-degree change in temperature in Fahrenheit, so you go from 120 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, that's going to save 1 times 10 to the 9th joules per year. And that's enough in calories, that's enough for you to walk from here to Chicago 3 times every year. Okay. So it's a lot of energy. How much do showers cost? They can add up, okay? They make up about 3 to 5% of your monthly energy cost for every 10 degrees you lower, according to Spark Energy. If you pay for utilities. Because I know that a lot of us probably don't pay for our utilities yet. Okay? but eventually you will pay for your utilities. And now, the most important concern, it's about your own body. So how does your body affected by hot showers? It is affected by hot showers. We should start with just putting that out there. First of all, the change in humidity really makes your nasal membranes swell. And this can encourage some bad habits like breathing through your mouth instead of your nose, which is not good. Your nose is a really useful organ. It moderates the temperature of air you breathe in and actually changes the composition of gases too. It's bad for the oil on your skin. Actually, if you take a hot enough shower, it'll just burn the oil on your skin and anything else that's on your skin. It'll take away with it. And the third effect on your body is sensory overload. It's that when you take a hot shower, and an overly hot shower, you're releasing dopamine. So this means that pretty much you're not spending this chemical in your brain on other parts of your life, but you're pretty much just training yourself to have a response whenever you're in the shower taking a hot shower. And that can be bad. Just think of it kind of like a drug, the way it acts on your body. So you just want to definitely do it in moderation. And I know I seem like just the bad guy. I'm telling you to stop taking showers, hot showers, but I'm not telling you to take cold showers. Just cut back on the hot showers and change your habits. You can splurge once in a while. And so the effects on the environment, body, and your wallet. Those are the three for me. Thank you.